in Torrington.
7:51 at KNEB, and time for our News Extra, brought to you by Gehring Civic Center. With our program, here's Kevin Mooney.
Thanks, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. Dr. John Blomstedt is here, and he is a family medicine physician specializing in the treatment of skin disorders. And wanted to make sure I got that out right. How you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
All right. Good to have you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, we've had an interesting discussion even off the air, and he's going to tell us about ways you can prevent skin cancer and skin damage and all that kind of stuff in the sun. And this is the perfect time of year, right? When
Yes.
people need to know these things, right?
Yeah, especially here at the beginning of the year. Trying to protect even early when it still feels nice outside, but there's still a lot of sun exposure.
Yeah. When it's 75, 80 degrees, you go, I'm not going to get burned on this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, wearing a hat, sunscreen, long sleeve shirts, keeping protected is important.
Yeah. It's hard to wear long sleeve shirts though in the summer. I mean, when you tell people to do that, how many people do that?
I don't know.
Not very many, right?
I guess just me.
Just you? See, he's wearing a long sleeve shirt today. And today is, or tomorrow is a special day, right?
Yeah, no Fry Friday.
No Fry Friday.
Yeah.
So that's kind of supposed to tell people, hey,
Don't get sunburned.
don't get sunburned.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this. It can happen in the people of any skin color. I mean, I have darker skin than most, and I sometimes think, well, once I get my suntan good, I'm
You're
good to go.
Yeah.
Is that wrong or right?
Yeah, so even just one sunburn increases your risk by about 50%. And so you don't want to even get an initial sunburn if you can help it.
Yeah.
And so any skin color, yeah, most people think it's just the blonde hair, blue eyes, red hair that are the most at risk, but it's everybody that can develop skin cancer.
Okay. And if you live in a higher elevation like us, we're in the high plains, is what Don Day always calls it here where we live. Your chances are you're even more at risk, right?
Yeah, we're closer to the sun, and so just the higher elevation puts you at a little bit increased risk of being closer to the sun.
Yeah. And if you're closer to the equator or whatever, Australia, you were saying, is
The sun cancer capital of the world.
Is it really?
Yeah, they do a lot of research there for the whole world because of the amount of exposure they have there.
Yeah, it's hot there a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it gets hot, it's really hot there. Okay, so what do you look for as far as some kind of skin damage or possibility of a skin cancer situation?
Yeah, so when people come in to see me, usually the things I tell them to look for are sores that don't heal or that won't go away. Yeah, a lot of times a skin cancer spot will look like it's going to go away, heal up, and the next thing you know it's right back in the same spot. Sometimes a scabby growth that you kind of pick it off, it just comes right back. Sores that itch, burn, occasionally bleed. Melanoma, a lot of times doesn't hurt at all, it's just there, and it's a mole that just turns black, keeps growing, changing, and doesn't look like your other moles.
So you got to kind of be careful in the summer and watch for things that are a little different on your body, right?
Correct, yeah. Anything that doesn't look normal.
Especially on your arms and your legs and around maybe your neck.
Yeah, the most sun exposed areas: hands, arms, face, scalp. People who wear shorts, lower legs usually.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll take a break, talk more right after this. Back on News Extra, we have Dr. John Blomstedt here. He's a family medicine physician specializing in the treatment of skin disorders. So how many times do you see folks a day with, how many people do you treat in one day here in this area for
skin cancer?
Skin cancer.
We see a lot of skin cancer in this area, at least I'd say a few people a day come in with skin cancer.
Yeah. And serious problems?
Well, cancer's serious.
Cancer's serious no matter what, isn't it?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. And so you refer them to somebody then to do some little surgery, or do you do stuff in the office?
We take care of all the surgeries right in our office.
Yeah.
We do everything there, so.
All right.
It has to do with the skin, we take care of it.
Can't take care of it, so you'll probably be doing that today. Sunscreen. Make sure it's strong sunscreen, right?
Yeah, so the recommendation is SPF of 30 at least. Reapplied every 2 hours at least, unless you're swimming or sweating, then it should be every hour to hour and a half. There are a lot of the new sunscreens that go out as high as SPF 100. They get you a little bit better protection, but it's not much. The most important thing is just being consistent and reapplying.
Yeah. And when you're sweating especially, right?
Yeah, if you're somebody's outside, especially when it's hot, you're working outside in the sun, the sweat kind of just washes it right off, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah. Tanning beds. That's not a good thing, right?
Tanning beds aren't good. They are intensified sunlight, so higher risk of sun damage, sun cancer, with some skin cancer with those also.
Yeah, you were saying 20 minutes in a tanning bed is like an hour in the sun, huh?
Correct.
Wow. So be careful
Yes.
if you're going to be in one.
Yeah.
Not very long, huh?
I don't usually recommend even using them,
Yeah.
because it can become a habit of just using them consistently to keep a good tan, and then you're not keeping yourself protected.
Yeah. So when a gal goes out in her swimming suit and she wants to get a good tan, and you got to put the sunscreen on, right? And they say, well, I'm just going to turn over or whatever, just make sure I'm not one area is not exposed as much as the other. What's your advice to those gals?
Don't lay out in the sun.
Don't lay out in the sun. Not for very long, right?
Yeah, a lot of people say that, well, we need that for our vitamin D, but you only need 15 minutes of sun exposure to get all the vitamin D you need for a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I only need to play one hole of golf and I'm good for the day, huh?
Well, I guess.
I don't know. You got to wear a hat, especially for somebody like me, right?
Correct, yeah, so keeping a hat, keeping your ears covered, wide-brimmed hat, baseball caps don't protect your ears.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I wear baseball caps mostly.
And then, yeah, I tell everybody who plays golf, reapply every 9 holes.
Okay. All right. I'll remember that. Okay, so to schedule an appointment, if you see something that's not too good, what's the number to call?
630-2595.
All right. Okay. Good deal. And he's given us some good advice. I know a lot of us sometimes don't heed it, but maybe you heard it today. Don't forget about, what's tomorrow again? No fry? Friday.
Yeah.
That'll maybe kind of remind you over the weekend, especially going through the holiday, that you need to take care of yourself and put that sunscreen on and get the proper hats on. All right. Very good. Thanks for coming in, Doc. Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
Dr. John Blomstedt, family physician, specializing in the treatment of skin disorders. We appreciate him coming in today on News Extra.